Your Excellency, Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Your Excellency, Honorable Gladys Wanga, the Governor of County of Homa Bay, Homa Bay, Hamoso, Your Excellencies, Governors present, Honorable Members of Parliament, all protocols observed. I'm presiding over the harvest segment of this great conference. Investment conference is all about putting pen to paper. It's about the deals that we've curated. It's about the investors that we've managed to land to Homa Bay. And as Kenya Investment Authority, we are mandated by the government of Kenya to promote investment and to facilitate investment. How do we promote investment? We work with promoters such as the Homa Bay County to package investment opportunities, and some of those opportunities that you're interacting with have been jointly packaged between Kenya Investment Authority and Homa Bay County. We promote through different forums, among them the one we are having today, the International Investment Conference here at Homa Bay. And once that is done, we facilitate the investors. We facilitate the investors through what we call One Start One Go Center that we have established at Kenya Investment Authority that houses most of the agencies in government. We do that by also bringing together all the government entities, among them Business Registration Services, NEMA, the Immigration, even the Council of Governors, just to name a few, who are now working with us to ensure that we support investors to land. Homa Bay County becomes the first county that we have onboarded to our facilitation process that we've now digitized through the help of UNCTAD. And when you come to our portal at Kenya Investment Authority, you are able to serve yourself virtually wherever you are seated, all the way to how and when and what it is to invest in Homa Bay County. Going into the future, we'll work with the county to build the capacity of the county investment unit, and not just Homa Bay, but all over Kenya, to ensure that we have seamless investment facilitation process. In conclusion, before I preside over the MOU, our ministry, and I see my PS Hassan Abubakar Hassan seated, we have clarified the investor journey with the support of the National Investment Council, and it is now easier and predictable to invest in Kenya. I'll ask the media team to play a 60-second video of our investor journey.
Meet James, an investor looking for attractive investment opportunities. He discovers Kenya, the gateway to Africa, a stable economy with skilled manpower. An investor looking for attractive investment opportunities. He discovers Kenya, the gateway to Africa, a stable economy with skilled manpower and the regional economic hub. James visits the KenInvest website, the single window to investing in Kenya.
Welcome to KenInvest, your one-start, one-go center. We avail information on investing in Kenya and facilitate investors to set up, operationalize, and expand their investments. Whether you have self-initiated ready opportunities for implementation, looking for ready investment-grade opportunities, or exploring general investment opportunities.
Since James has a project in mind, he is provided with a checklist and receives hands-on assistance to fast-track his journey. The center offers business registration services, licenses and permits, utility connection, environmental compliance, tax advisory, among other services. Think investment, make it Kenya. The Kenya Investment Authority.
All right. So the county governments and all the promoters can plug in so that we make Kenya the best destination to invest in continent. Devolution worked, Your Excellency. It has worked. We have seen the impact. I was telling Her Excellency that, yes, I was born in Rift Valley, but I grew up in Nyanza. So, Anyakano. And I had a chance to come to Homa Bay when I was young, about 8-9 years old, when we used to accompany some of our friends and our workers to this part of the world. And those days, Your Excellency, we used to come with food. Today, we no longer come to Homa Bay to visit people with food, but we come to holiday. This goes to show the impact of devolution and what consistency and clarity of vision does to the people. So I would like to encourage us all to believe in ourselves, believe in our counties, believe in our potential, and really work towards it. The young people, the opportunities are immense. Please work hard, go to the farm, Diurupur, young people, don't just look for white-collar jobs. You have an opportunity to make an impact and transformation, not only in Kenya, but in the continent of Africa. Let's now get to know who our investors are. I would like to invite the governor on stage. Let's appreciate her. So I'm going to teach us how we are going to clap as we do the most important part of our event today. So this is what you are going to do. I like this. Kanyido, 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 kakot, kakot, kapolo, kapolo. Fantastic, you're good students. So I'd like to invite Gerald Mahinda, chair of Afropal. This is an investor in the oil palm sector with the potential to transform the palm industry in this sector. It is for this reason that the county government of Homa Bay and the county government of Migori, the national government of the national government and Afropal Limited have entered into an MOU to set out the broader framework for realization of this great vision. So the MOU outlines the roles of the parties in the development of the palm oil cultivation and process sector. So let's appreciate them. Kanyido, kanyido. Kakot, kakot. Kapolo, kapolo. So as we appreciate that particular MOU, we must note that the county government of Homa Bay and Migori have taken the lead in this noble project, which will change the economies of the region by putting money directly into people's pockets. And further through this is going to then enhance the value chain and foster industrialization in this part of the country. So we have Governor Achilo Ayako and Governor Gladys Wanga. Your Excellencies, we appreciate the leadership, and also we hope that going forward other counties with similar products and the same value chains can work together. You have set the pace, you've showed us the lead, you've showed us that it is good to collaborate, to partner for the economic development of our respective counties. Thank you very much. of Entotech Africa Limited. Make your way kindly. Your Excellency, Madam Governor, we request you to stay on. The CEO of Entotech Africa, Atid Ramon, where are you? Thank you. The investor Entotech Africa Limited is a special purpose vehicle incorporated in Kenya by ARC Entotech Limited of Australia. The company focuses on creating and developing innovative solutions for the treatment and management of mixed solid waste and other wastes in an environmentally sustainable manner. The county government of Homa Bay greatly welcomes this partnership, as it will not only make the towns and the whole county clean, but it will also create jobs for the youth and bring to the front cutting-edge technologies that is tried and tested in Australia. Let's appreciate them. Kanyido. Kakod. Kapolo. Lujin Asir from Yasmak International on health sector. Let also Devan Karma, MD for Rift Valley Products on the cotton value chain, to come closer. Yasmak International is a leading investor in healthcare in the East and Central Africa region. The investor has entered into this MOU with the county government to set out the framework for a 50-bed mother and child specialist hospital. This intervention will go a long way in addressing some of the negative health sector indicators like early childhood mortality and maternal death. In addition, the intervention also seeks to address the critical question of teen pregnancy through advocacy. The county government applauds Yasmak team for partnering with the county of endless potential in this great journey. Let's appreciate them once more. As Devan Karma makes his way, let's have Dr. Charles Nyambuga, the chair of Manda University's Trust, closer. Joshua Patrick, MD of Mira Ethics, please come closer. And also Dr. Huzema Eza, Fair Deal Real Estate, come closer. Energy Group, Reddington, Ken Odegi, please come closer. Great. Next is the partnership between Rift Valley Yes, that is Rift Valley products on the cotton value chain. RVP is the leading player in the cotton value chain in East and Central Africa, having been established in Nakuru in 1957. RVP has entered into MOU with the county government of Homa Bay to develop a ginnery in Homa Bay. This MOU will also set a framework for the parties to engage and capacity build local cotton farmers in their cooperative societies and farmers organizations. The cooperative societies and farmers organizations will be the focal point for farmers capacity building centers for the county and the national government. We do appreciate them for this. Now farmers in the cotton value chain will have somewhere to take their cotton. Let's appreciate them. All right, Dr. Charles Nyambuga, Manda Trust. Yes, so Manda University Trust represents Manda International University, a US-based institution of higher learning that seeks to establish Manda University, Kenya, with its main campus in Homa Bay County. The university will specialize in health science and agricultural studies, and in so doing will spur huge growth and development in the health and agricultural sector. Let's appreciate Manda to Homa Bay. Kanyido. Kakot. Kapolo. Great. Let's have Joshua on standby. Joshua Patrick, MD of Mira Ethics. All right. Thank you very much. Mira Ethics is a leading consulting firm that focuses in attracting, packaging, and implementing projects in a consortium with investors from China. The consulting firm has been doing its work for years and it has onboarded several Chinese investors in parts of the country except Homa Bay, and now they're engaging in bringing investors in the next few months who will be landed here at Homa Bay to explore the opportunities that the county has to offer. So going into the future, those opportunities that have been packaged, the county will work closely with Mira Ethics to get investors and to learn investors. So let's appreciate them. Kanyido, kanyido. Kakos, kakos. Kapolo, kapolo. All right. We have Fair Deal Real Estate. So Fair Deal Real Estate is keen investor in the real estate sector in Kenya. It specializes in affordable housing sector and students' hostels. They are looking forward to engaging with the county in building infrastructure for the fast growing population in the county of endless potential. That is the team that will build the affordable housing project. So let's appreciate them. Kanyido, takana nyido, kanyido, kakos, kakos, kapolo. Kapolo, thank you. Last but not least, we have the Energy Group, led by Ken Odegi. All right. Redington is a leading solar power generation and technology company with a keen focus on powering SMEs. The firm seeks to generate solar power in Homa Bay, ostensibly to power the beaches, local schools, and hospitals, which may not be connected to the national grid or otherwise seek alternative sources of electricity. The partnership will spur growth in the beaches, create employment opportunities, and further engagement in technology transfer to the residents. We welcome Redington as it seeks to power our endless potential. So let's appreciate them. Kanyido. Kakos, kakos. Kapolo. Kapolo. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this great session where we have landed 9 investors as an output of this great conference. Going into the future, we'll see the impact of this investment in this county, the neighborhood, and the people of Homa Bay County. Let's appreciate once more our governor for leading this great effort. So that's the end of the session. I thank you for your time. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Let us appreciate Ms. June Chepkemei. You agree with me that her Luo is simply impeccable. Thank you very, very much. Asante sana. I'll ask the protocol team to now clear the stage. And at the same time, apologies, Your Excellency, Governor Wanga, I will ask you once again to take the stage and proceed with our program. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, Excellency Governors present, Honorable Members of Parliament, Senate and the National Assembly, Members of the County Assembly, investors, friends, farmers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, friends of Homa Bay, and the people of Homa Bay, good afternoon. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to Homa Bay. I'd like to recognize the governors who have made time to come here today. Governor Johnson Sakaja of Nairobi County, asante sana for making time to come. Governor Paul Otuoma of Busia, thank you very much for making time to come. Governor Ochilo Ayako of Migori, thank you very much for making time to come. Governor of Siaya County, Governor James Agribob Orengo, thank you so much for making time to come. Governor of Machakos, Governor Wavinya Ndeti, who has been here with us for the last couple of days. Deputy Governors, starting with my own Deputy Governor Oyugi Magwanga, thank you very, very much for coming. Deputy Governor of Bomet County, thank you very much. Deputy Governor of Kisumu County, asante sana. And Deputy Governor of Vihiga County, asante sana. Let me also recognize the Principal Secretary for Investments, Abubakar, who is also present here. Principal Secretary for Devolution, Teresia Mbaika, who's been here with us also since yesterday. Asanteni sana for making time to come. Let me also recognize Governor Emeritus Wycliffe Oparanya, Governor Emeritus of Kakamega and former chair of the Council of Governors. Governor Emeritus Charity Ngilu, asante sana for making time to come. Governor Emeritus Nderitu Mureithi, asante sana for making time to come. Former Governor Laikipia, Governor Mwangi wa Iria, former Governor of Murang'a County, my own former professor, Professor Olive Mugenda, who is chairman of the Kenyatta University Hospital, asanteni sana. We will quickly move through the program, and I'd like to take this opportunity to invite here to recognize members of the county assemblies. Honorable Richard Ogindo, who's majority leader of the county assembly, please come together with the speaker who will speak in 2 minutes on behalf of all county assemblies present. Asante sana. I'd like to require silence back there. Adwana kwau ni wane investment conference. Kora mina wane investment conference. Akwai. Aya. Majority leader, please just recognize the members of the county assembly. They will only rise and wave, and then you will retreat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Your Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, allow me just to introduce members of Homa Bay County Assembly. Kindly just rise. Your Excellency, there are 54, and I want to confirm that all the 54 members of County Assembly are here, and the 2 board members, Okoto and Lillian. Thank you, just said. Your Excellency, allow me again recognize and introduce the majority leader of Migori County Assembly. Thank you. Asante sana.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, all protocols observed. My name is Julius Odhiambo Gaya, the third speaker of the County Assembly of Homa Bay. And Your Excellency, allow me to introduce my colleagues who have come all the way to support Homa Bay in this big event. Honorable speakers, just rise up so that I can introduce you. We have our chairman of the Nyanza chapter, Speaker Engineer Oraro, or Speaker of Kisumu. Thank you. I feel most welcome. Your Excellency, I'll take only 1 minute. Devolution is working. And Your Excellency, you are the father of devolution. Had it not that you had brought in the Constitution, we would not be having this big event that is taking place. And I want to thank you sincerely, Your Excellency, for having made sure that devolution was brought to Kenya. Your Excellency, as an assembly, we are working very closely with the executive. In that assembly, we have been able to give 2 bills that are very critical for this big event that is happening. We passed, with the members of the County Assembly, we passed 2 critical bills, that is the Homa Bay Investment Bill. And then lastly, we passed latest, the first one in the county, that is the Homa Bay Financing Infrastructure Bill, which is the first ever in Kenya. And this will enable our investors the confidence to do business with the county government without having to worry whether they'll be paid or not. Otherwise, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Speaker, and thank you to all members of the County Assembly for the conducive environment that you have given us to work together. I'd like to request that if there are any investors or groups that we have not recognized, please just feel free to pass your name ahead. We will be able to recognize you. At this juncture, I'd like to invite the Member of Parliament for Homa Bay Town constituency to come and recognize the members of Parliament who are here in their numbers. Karibu sana, Honorable George Peter Opondo Kaluma. Just introduction.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Your Excellency Vice President Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, all excellencies present, governors from across the country joining our Governor Homa Bay in this important occasion, deputy governors, officials from the national government led by the PSS for the relevant ministries, members of parliament in the National Assembly, members of parliament in the Senate, members of County Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, and Yoturua. Amoso uninga saiber. Yeah, we have before you, Your Excellencies, very many members of parliament, despite it being a sitting day beginning with this morning. My singular duty is to introduce them, to recognize them, to welcome them to Homa Bay, and to honor them for their visit. And so amongst us, we have the Honorable Mark Murithi Mwenje, the MP for Embakasi West, and the Deputy Majority Whip in the National Assembly. Thank you for coming, brother. We have the Honorable John Mbadi, nominated MP through the ODM party as a Azimio Coalition, and also the party chair of the Orange Democratic Movement. The Honorable Dr. James Enyikal, the MP for Seme, and a strong member of the Health Committee. I know health is tied very tightly to devolution, and the chairman of Dual. The Honorable Peter Salasia, the MP for Mumias East. Make sure your body does not move too fast towards Peter. Peter is a great investor. Welcome to Homa Bay County, Peter. The Honorable Dr. Lillian Gogo, the MP for Rangwe constituency. Thank you very much, ma'am. The Honorable Dr. Eve Akinyi Obara, the Member of Parliament for Kabondo Kasipul. The Honorable Peter Orero, the MP for Kibra, Baba's bedroom in Nairobi. Thank you, Peter, wouldn't they, for being here with us. The Honorable Martin Peters Owino, the MP for the Great Ndewa constituency. The Honorable Dr. Joyce Osogo Bensuda Nyarpacho, the Member of Parliament representing Homa Bay County in the National Assembly. We have with us, Your Excellencies, the Honorable Andrew Okuome Adipo, the MP for Karachuonyo. Okuome nga maber manyasai malielo mos. Welcome, Honorable Okuome Adipo. The Honorable Irene Mayaka, nominated MP Nyargot through the ODM party. The Honorable Catherine Muyeka Muma. Catherine is nominated MP ODM in the Senate And Catherine, just stand a bit. Catherine also serves as an assistant speaker from the Azimio side. Baba and the Azimio leadership present, we thank you for the honor. The Honorable Stephen Mule, the MP for Matungulu. Yeah, wherever you see the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, you must see the Honorable Stephen Mule somewhere behind there. The Honorable Grace Kiamba, the MP for Makueni constituency. Very strong lady, Vice President, very strong one in Parliament. The Honorable Joyce Kamene, the Member of Parliament representing Machakos County in the National Assembly. We have the Honorable Beatrice Ogola. You may be mentioned again by my brother, Senator Moses Otieno Kajwang, but Honorable Beatrice Ogola is nominated Senator, and she's a daughter of the soil, Nyarkanyada, but Chindiwa. Welcome, Beatrice, and she's a great investor. The Honorable Moses Otieno Kajwang, she will recognize senators, but this is our most eloquent and visionary senator for Homa Bay County. The Honorable Peter Masara, the Member of Parliament for Suna West. Welcome to Homa Bay County. The Honorable Were Ongondo, the MP for Kasipul. And they call Achoni ODM Tokoni Polo. So tuko tayari. The Honorable Rosa Akinyi Buyu, the MP for Kisumu West. Baba, Your Excellencies, we serve with Honorable Rosa Akinyi Buyu in the Departmental Committee on National Security and Administration. A very strong lady also. We welcome you to Homa Bay. Baba, Honorable Millie Grace Odhiambo is among our senior most MPs from the county. Ought to have been here, but she's traveled to Philippines. I think she's traveling to Philippines today. So she requested we excuse you. We register apology for the absence. Mine, on behalf of all the members of Parliament, and on behalf of Homa Bay Town constituency that headquarters Homa Bay County, is to, number one, welcome you all, to welcome all investors, and to assure you there is a good reason as to why we are here as members of Parliament on a day that Parliament sits. One of the facets you need for investment and stable investment in any part of the country is the support of the political establishment of the area. So we are here to assure you that we are working together with the county government. Baba, we are working very tightly as the leadership from the region with the governor, and anything that requires to be leveraged from the national government through Parliament, we are at hand to deliver it. Be assured of political stability, and that is the reason as to why, Baba and Your Excellencies, we thank you for your presence here today. I thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. Invest in Homa Bay County, the land of endless potentials. I thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kaluma, our MP. I'm really sorry, my apologies. I'd like to recognize Eugene Wamalwa, former Cabinet Secretary and party leader of the DAPK party, feel at home in Homa Bay. CEO of the Council of Governors, Asante Sana. Member of the Board of the National Housing Corporation, Yusuf Chanzu, Asante Sana, and do feel at home. And at this juncture, I'd like to invite the Senator of Homa Bay County, Senator Moses Kajwang, to come and make his remarks.
Your Excellency, the Prime Minister, Excellency, the Vice President, allow me to ride on established protocols and take this opportunity once again to welcome you to Homa Bay, to this investment conference, and to what we called the Bay of Endless Potential. As a leadership from Homa Bay County, we are conscious that investors are always looking for political signals whether a destination is fit for investment. As a leadership, we are committed to a new brand of politics. Politics that is progressive enough to address issues of justice and political rights, while at the same time addressing issues of economic and social rights. And we can assure you, if you want to put your money in Homa Bay, we, the political class, will be at the forefront of making sure that your investments are safe and uninterrupted, hata kama tunafanya maandamano. Your Excellency, in the last 1 or 2 days, we have received feedback on some of the things that we need to fast track. The first feedback that I came across was, let us focus on local investors. A lot of young people, probably people within my demographic, with a little disposable income, are now putting their money in infrastructure bonds, yielding them 16 to 17%, or money market funds. I want to encourage the investment corporation that we are establishing in Homa Bay today to build a proper pipeline of bankable projects so that our middle class and our professionals can move their money from commercial banks and bring it so that we can open the potential around Lake Victoria and all those things that we have listened to. International investors are driven by many factors, some that are geopolitical, but local investors have got no other country. And the feedback we got was that we must talk to our local investors for them to bring their money to Homa Bay. Your Excellency, we have also received feedback that for those who are already doing business in Homa Bay, especially doing business with the county government or doing business with the national government, we must make sure that we pay them promptly, because when they are paid, that money circulates back in the economy. And Your Excellency, in the Senate, we are considering the prompt payment bill. And we hope that if this bill is enacted into law, it can provide certain assurances for local investors. Your Excellency, another problem that we have is multiplicity of licenses and tariffs. You will agree with me, and this is a conversation we had when Governor Sakaja was still a senator, that, for example, an outdoor advertising company with a presence across the country might need 47 licenses, each per county. Excellency, investors are saying that we need to ensure that we reduce the tariffs and barriers, the duplication of taxes. A typical hotel establishment requires close to 10 permits, ranging from copyright licenses, fire licenses, NEMA licenses. So we must make sure as a political class, the 20 members of parliament who are here, that we go back and craft legislation that reduces the burden on investors. On this, Your Excellency, we've got the Uniform Licensing Procedures Bill that is before the Senate, and we hope that we can provide some hope for the country. Finally, Your Excellency, the other feedback we got is that we must leverage on economies of scale. Homa Bay, with a target population of 1 million, is fairly good. But the Lake Region Economic Bloc, with 15 million residents and 10 counties, perhaps provides better synergies and better economies of scale. In the last parliament, I do recall when we were with Senator Orengo, we tried coming up with a legal framework to anchor regional economic blocks in law. We were not successful. But this time round, I am happy to report that Senator Catherine Muma in the Devolution Committee are working to ensure that we revive that legislation so that the Lake Region Economic Bloc, which had very good leadership during the times of Governor Oparanya and very able leadership right now with Professor Nyong'o, who will be here tomorrow, can have the capacity to engage, can have the capacity to receive funds from counties, and that these investors, the next investment conference would probably be one for the Lake Region Economic Bloc. Your Excellency, as I conclude, this morning, as is usual, I was looking at the Bible, and I came across Jeremiah 29:11. And the message I saw there would apply to our President Raila Odinga, would apply to Kalonzo Musyoka, and the leadership of the Azimio coalition. Jeremiah 29:11 is a verse of hope, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Our principles in the Azimio coalition, God has a plan Right Honorable Raila Odinga, God has a plan for you. If it is to be the commissioner or the chairman of the Africa Union, that is God's plan. And I am confident. Many people have asked, what is in it for us? I recently visited Egypt in the company of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. And they were discussing with the government of Egypt how we can open a navigation channel between the Mediterranean and Lake Victoria. That is such an earth-shaking, life-changing initiative, which if it could be delivered in our generation, I can tell you the center of gravity of Kenya will shift from the mountain to the lake. And I can tell you it will no longer matter who becomes the president of Kenya, because this region would have been opened up. May God bless you, and may God fulfill that hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator, for those remarks. I am informed that there are members of the County Assembly from other assemblies other than Homa Bay. If you're there, please rise up. We recognize you. Asante sana, asanteni sana for coming. We recognize you, and we welcome you. I also see our party officials of the ODM party here in Homa Bay. Please just rise up. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much for coming. Asante sana. Homa Bay County government is an ODM government. That is the reason I have made that recognition. Asante sana. I want to recognize our partners that have walked this journey with us. Our platinum partners, the Kenya Shipyard Limited, the County Pensions Fund, the Kenya Airports Authority. We thank you in a special way for being our platinum partners. You have walked this journey with us, together with the Council of Governors who have walked this journey with us, and the Ministry of Trade and Investment through Ken Invest. You have held our hands. This is really our joint conference. I'd like to thank Safaricom, Gatsby Africa, who have done the mapping of the lake. We thank you. Lucy, you're somewhere. Please just rise up. Thank you very much for your support, Gatsby. Asante sana. Kenya Commercial Bank. I don't know whether Nyamu is still around. Kenya Commercial Bank, I see you, Dorothy. Asante sana. FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, who have also really supported us. Tito Arunga, I see you. Asante sana. DTB Bank, Diamond Trust Bank. Asanteni sana. If you're still around, just wave. Nasim Devji was here yesterday. Asante sana. USID, you people have walked this journey with us technically. All of the rapporteuring happening here is by you. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much for your support. UK Aid, the UK government. John, asante sana, together with your entire team. Rivertex, thank you very much. Even the shirts we are wearing, you are the ones who stitched them. Asante sana. Absa Bank, thank you very much for your support. Asanteni sana, I see you there. National Housing Corporation, asanteni sana for your support. Thank you, Chairman. LAP Fund, thank you very much for your support. CDC, thank you very much for the support you've given us. ACT, which is funded by the UK government, asante sana. EcoBank, thank you for your support. Railways, Kenya Railways, thank you very much. BIDCO, asante. Kenya Association of Manufacturers, Kenya Revenue Authority. This time we didn't give KRA, we got something. So they're not all bad, you know. Sometimes they give, they don't just take. So KRA, thank you very much. Light for the World, asante. Skyward Express, Ken Invest, Magical Kenya, which is the Kenya Tourism Board, Kenya Medical Training College, Kenya Wildlife Service, Eco Network Africa, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, PS Kenya, EABL, Victory Farms, Africa Guarantee Fund, AGF, Kenyatta International Conference Center, who have set up this breakaway session. If you look on your left, there's a whole session there they have set up for us as their contribution. GIZ, thank you very much. You have sponsored us, and tonight JKL the news will be read from Homa Bay. Thank you very much, GIZ. Jeff Koinange will arrive here any time now, and the bench will be right here in Homa Bay. Equity Bank, I saw Zilpa there. Thank you very, very much. The Tourism Fund, thank you for your support. Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, They are here in huge numbers. Nyangweso, you're a son of the soil. Thank you very much for your support. That is the CEO. Cooperative Bank of Kenya, Lake Region Economic Bloc, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, USAID Private Sector Engagement Program, Anderson Consulting, Renegade Air, Kaitano Parts, Madison Insurance, Harambe Sacco, Capwell Industries, Kenya Bankers Association, Kenya Power Pension Fund, and several others. This has been a great partnership. I'd like to welcome at this juncture the Principal Secretary for Investment, Abu Bakar, to please come up and make his remarks on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Rebecca Miano, who is out of the country.
Thank you, Governor. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Your Excellency, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka, Excellency, Honorable Gladys Wanga, our host and Governor of Homa Bay County, other governors present, Honorable Moses Kajwang, Senator of Homa Bay, and other senators present, Principal Secretaries present, PS Teresia of Devolution is here, members of Parliament present, members of the National Investment Councils present, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm also Jonam. Today marks a momentous milestone as we witness the second Homa Bay County International Investment Conference, themed Unlocking the Bay of Endless Potential. This conference stands out because it is born of a thoroughly consultative and participatory process. I therefore unreservedly applaud the Governor Gladys Wanga and her team for building a formidable multi-pronged partnership bringing together the national and county government, local and international investors, the diaspora, as well as the entire plethora of players in the business ecosystem. Commendably so, Homa Bay County has positioned herself favorably with regard to harnessing various investment opportunities available to her. Our State Department of Investment Promotion, the main goal is to build or design an ecosystem that will lead to the increase of the level of private investment into Kenya to supplement our public investment. And we do it, we are targeting both local investors or foreign investors. We are targeting both investors expanding, and we are targeting those who are new, we are attracting new, and we are targeting both those investors who want to invest in us or invest with us. We have 4 strategic tools in this State Department. The first tool is on the Business Reforms and Transformation Unit, which basically deals on investment climate and business environment issues both at the national and county level. Then we have the Kenya Investment Authority, which basically profiles, package, and promote investment opportunities, and once investors are attracted, they help them in facilitation of the same. The third tool is an incentivized tool through our special economic zones and our extra processing zones to incentivize investors to reduce the cost of production. And the fourth tool is on investment financing, where we de-risk private investment through co-financing, co-investment either through debt or equity capital. We provide catalytic finance through Kenya Development Corporation. Your Excellency, some of the challenges which have been enumerated here by the Senator, they are in our investment policy, and we are having plans to mitigate the same. We know that there are sometimes there are negative social sentiments when foreign investors dominate certain economic activities. And what we are doing as a State Department to mitigate that is because these opportunities are here in Kenya, and they need to be seized by the local investors and then linked to the foreign investors for partnership. Another issue, another challenge, Your Excellency, is on the multiple licenses. As a State Department, we have 3 programs in place under the Business Reform and Transformation Unit. One is to deal on the cost of doing business. The second one is on the ease of doing business under the World Bank Be Ready program. And the third one is on the multiplicity of county licenses. We are having a program to standardize, to harmonize, and unify the licensing payment system. Your Excellency, the third one is on the regional economic blocks, as stated by the Honorable Senator. That is an issue which has been identified in our investment policy on limited coordination, and as a ministry, we have been having partnership with the Council of Governors, and I think Kenya Investment Authority has signed partnership MOUs with all the economic blocks, including the one for the Lake region. Your Excellency, Homa Bay has leverage on these strategic tools, and now you can see it is standing out. It is coming out as an entry, hub, and gateway for investors. I'm told by the Governor Gladys that when investors come here, they don't arrive in Homa Bay, but they land in Homa Bay. So strategically located, Homa Bay County lies within East Africa's larger Lake Victoria economic dominion, to which end the recent revival of Kisumu Port, for instance, becomes a magnificent boost to logistics within the expected EAC common market area. His Excellency the President's recent policy on all-around waiver of visas for foreigners, reconnecting with the home of human origin, which is Kenya. This county has what it takes to harness fuller benefits from increasing tourism inflows into this country. Concerning agriculture, Homa Bay has distinctively favorable climate regimen suitable for a number of value chain, foremost of which is the edible oil sector and cotton sector. As you are aware, in our EPZ program, a lot of investors are there in the textile and apparel, and we are number 3. Now, the third export of Kenyan export is apparel, and most of the cottons, which is the fabric which is used to produce the apparel, is not coming from Kenya, and we are seeing a lot of potential from Homa Bay to gap that deficit. In the edible oil sector, we know that you are aware that we import $1 billion of edible oil, and we think we can do an import substitution through the potential that exists in the Homa Bay County. As we continue to improve the business environment in the country and counties through the standardization and harmonization of county licensing regime, I urge investors here to propose to be fast to market and establish solid investments within the Bay, because the early bird is more likely to catch the bigger worm. Meanwhile, Your Excellency, as the ministry, we continue to negotiate the expanded market access within the continent and the auspices of under the auspices of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, with our eye on such partners as Homa Bay County. We are also working towards guaranteeing duty-free, quota-free access of Kenyan goods to Europe through our economic partnership agreement already inked with Europe and United Kingdom, again opening new markets for Kenya. At the same time, last week we have just concluded the negotiation of a comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the United Arab Emirates and the Gulf region, further expanding our market opportunities as a country. Besides, we are in negotiation with the US on the Kenya-US Strategic and Investment Partnership, as we join other African countries in lobbying for the extension of the Africa Growth Opportunity Act, AGOA. Several other bilateral trade and investment agreements are ongoing to ensure that Kenyan products receive preferential treatment in all corners of the world. We therefore look forward to a partnership that we shall together strengthen one step at a time with Homa Bay County to make sure that your investment become rewarding by the day. That way we all become winners. As His Excellency the President yesterday said, let us work together to convert the Homa Bay potential to investment-grade opportunities to actual investment so that we can grow our economy and create jobs and wealth for our people. God bless Homa Bay County. Erokomano.
Thank you very much, PS Abubakar, who's from Lamu, and I was telling you that now they're saying Lamu is growing a lot of cotton, but very soon, I know that Homa Bay is leading, but soon we will lead Lamu by far. I'd like to recognize Professor Chola, the Vice Chancellor of Tom Mboya University, who is hosting us here today. Professor, you've done a great job. Just come. You've done a great job in this university. This university 6 years ago was a farmers training college with just one small building. And this professor, with his vision, has turned it into what you see today. I'm just giving you half a minute to welcome your guests.
Yeah, Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Your Excellency, the Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, all protocols observed. My role is very simple. I wish to welcome you on behalf of the board, the council, the management, staff, students, and on my behalf to Tom Mboya University in Homa Bay. I want to make one statement. In Tom Mboya and in Homa Bay, we talk less and do more. Thank you.
As demonstrated by the good professor, talks little but does a lot. I'd like to recognize Navin Savla. Navin, your Baba's friend of all time, and Baba also introduced me to you. Tononoka Steel. Asante sana, those are big investors in this country. Let me recognize you, Ahmed. Ahmed is CEO, Country Director of Trademark Africa. And Trademark Africa is doing a lot of work around Lake Victoria. The first, that thing is called what? Bathymetric survey of the lake since 1902 has been done by Trademark Africa. Asante sana for the work that you do. You also serve in the National Investment Council. Let me recognize the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Bwana Joe, together with Engineer Oginga. Please just wave. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Let me now take this opportunity to welcome, for just 2 minutes each, the governors who went ahead of us. You have walked this journey. You have seen the path. Maybe in 2 minutes you could tell us, how do we bend this into reality? Governor Mwangi wa Iria, tafadhali.
Thank you very much, Gladys. I want to take this opportunity to thank the governor of this great county. I've been there before. I've served for 10 years, and I think I see Gladys as a governor, as a two-term governor. Because this game is about how you start, but much more how you implement. And my only point which I would want to put across is that these investment conferences are great and they are good, but you must always find a way of connecting them with the people, connecting them with the ground. And as the senator said, you need local investors, but you also need the people. The people need to feel the investment, because that is when that investment will be truly evaluated. I was a governor for 10 years. I did many things, but most of the things which made me get a comeback or secure my 10 years are the very small retro, sometimes things which we mostly ignore. Those things which touches Wanjiko on a day-to-day basis. I remember in Murang'a County, had a project which was heavily ridiculed by my competitors. I was dealing with a very simple, one of the items I dealt with was a very simple item called sweet potato vine. Very negligible, just a plant, actually a climber. But I gave sweet potato vines to every home. And I remember in one of the campaign activities, one of my competitors asked them, do you want a tarmac load or do you want sweet potato vines? You know, he got shocked. Everybody said, we want sweet potato vines. So, Governor, you must look for your sweet potato vine. And there are many vines, and they come in many forms. So, as you do the investment program, please connect the big programs with that vine. Thank you very much, and thank you for a job well done.
Asante sana. Let me invite Governor Nderitu Mureithi, who's worked with Homa Bay quite a bit. He knows us inside out. Karib.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Governor Wanga. Your Excellencies, all protocols observed. I must say, you know, before Governor, I was also in international finance. And what I can say is that Homa Bay and the leadership here is absolutely first class. When you think about growing revenue, when you think about reforming the public service to deliver, when you look at this international investment conference, I think we must congratulate Governor Wanga and her team for a job well done. For the investors, I do want to emphasize that county governments are governments. They are not a small thing on the side. County governments are governments capable of partnering with you to deliver your investment plans. So, Karibuni Homa Bay. A friend of Homa Bay. I've been coming here for the last couple of years, and I'm absolutely pleased with the progress that we see. I agree with Governor Wairia that Governor Wanga is without a doubt a two-term governor. And after that, asanteni sana.
Asante sana, Governor Nderitu. I'd like to welcome Governor Charity Ngilu to also make some remarks. Asante sana, masani ya masani ya mama. Asante sana. Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa, Your Excellency, Governor Gladys Wanga. I think what was left by my colleague, former colleague, is after 10 years, what next? You'll be the president of Kenya. He didn't want to say that. And why not? So, I think I've finished for you. Your Excellency, Raila Odinga, our Prime Minister, Your Excellency, Vice President Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Your Excellencies, governors sitting here, my former colleagues, members of parliament, we have traveled all that way before. It's a great day today that we are meeting here in Homa Bay to see the great work that Her Excellency Governor Gladys Wanga has done. I was sitting here and wondering, this is your second year as the governor of Homa Bay. What will you be doing in the next 8 years? Because it seems like you have finished everything in 2 years. However, let me say that Homa Bay people, you're really very, very lucky to have a governor like this, who is connecting international investors with your local selves and looking at the potential that you have here and looking at the resources that you have here and dealing with the issues that are actually affecting you. The poverty levels in this country will be addressed and addressed well by us all coming together and ensuring that we can use the resources that are available to us. You have all the resources here. Maybe I can say for you to get out of poverty, the only thing that you are lacking is strong, good leadership, like what is now being provided for by Her Excellency Gladys Wanga. I looked at the number of investors that she has brought here in Homa Bay, and I said, who else could bring such great investors in Homa Bay, including all the social activities that need to be carried out, healthcare, agriculture, looking at the things that we have here. So I do think all of us in this country need to know that without apportioning blame to anybody, we need to come together as leaders and ensure that we can use what God has given us, first and foremost, the people of this country, people of Homa Bay. We have the land, we have the ocean, the lake here. We have the capital, which is being provided now through the devolved system of government. And we have technology. Therefore, we have it all. Now, the final one is this leadership. Let's put the leadership right. I know you want me to sit down, but before I sit down, Baba, umepangaje? Umetupangiaje? You know, I'm told to avoid the politics here, but I don't think I can avoid politics. And I think many of you will not ask. But I've been with Baba for all my years in politics. Kwa hivyo I can ask him, ni lazima atuelezee, na mtoto akitoka kwa mama yake, au baba akiacha watoto, lazima wapange. Kwa hivyo nataka kukuuliza Baba, tupange vizuri. You know, ulitupanga in 2002. You must pang us again so that we know how to take this country forward. Asante sana. God bless you. God bless Homa Bay. God bless us in Kenya. Asante sana. And the second term is obvious, and I'll be coming to support my colleague, and I supported you. You are wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor Ngilu. When I was still campaigning, before I even got the party ticket, you came here, and you later tweeted that Kenya, I introduced to you the governor, the next governor of Homa Bay, and it came to pass. Asante sana, Governor Ngilu. I'd like to invite the former Chair Emeritus of the Council of Governors, Governor Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, who's also the Deputy Party Leader of the ODM Party. Asante sana na karibu.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Having served as a governor for 10 years, I feel now devolution is maturing. Initially, we had so many problems when we started establishing various counties. But as I move around the country, I find that now there's a lot of development being undertaken, infrastructure has improved, communication has improved, and that's why we are able to come here and have such a international conference, investment conference. I want to thank you, Gladys, for doing a wonderful job for this just 1 year. Given another 9 years, I think you will move this county to a different level. And I want to congratulate you for your recent wonderful performance, because this county was rated among the best when they looked at the counties that had done better at the first quarter. Having served as also the chair of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, I think this is an opportunity for you to make sure that you strengthen the Lake Region Economic Bloc for economies of scale and duplication of licenses that we are talking about. We had a roadmap where we had said that if you have a matatu and you are traveling all the way from Kakamega coming to Homa Bay, you need just to have one license, so long as you are operating within the Lake Region Economic Bloc. I think governors who are there, make sure that you exploit that. The other area that we had a problem that we are looking at is the sugar industry. You know what the sugar industry did for this region, and that the industry has collapsed. I'm happy that now the Sugar Act is being revived. Using the economic bloc, governors within the Lake Region Economic Bloc, you should now look at the sugar sector, because this sugar sector was a catalyst of employing many Kenyans from this region. We should not allow that particular sector to collapse. With contributions from all the counties within the Lake Region Economic Bloc, we should be able to revive the sugar sector. Lastly, we had planned to have a Lake Region Economic Bloc bank, which will assist investors in this particular region. And lastly, when you think of investment, and I think my previous speaker said so, don't think big, start small. Even with 10,000 shillings, you can start an investment that will grow into millions in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Governor Oparanya. I'd like to now invite the party leader of the DAPK party and former Cabinet Secretary, Eugene Wamalwa.
Nyasaye ber, sechete, erokamano. Your Excellency, the second Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the 10th Vice President of the Republic of Kenya, all protocols observed, may I start by also declaring that I am a son of Homa Bay County. Nimesomea hapa, nimelelewa hapa nikiwa kijana, pahala panaitwa Gendia High School, hapo Karachonyo. Sasa kwa hivyo wale hawanijui, N-word wa Malwa, N-word Karachonyo, N-word Agoglo. Na najiunga na wenzangu to welcome all our visitors, our investors, for coming to Homa Bay. When we were flying in with His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, we looked at the bay, and Kalonzo said, this place is so beautiful. It reminds him of the Bay of Mexico. And I can assure him that we've seen many other bays, whether it's the Bay of Mexico, or the Bay of Bengal in Asia, or the Bay of Naples in Italy, or the Bay of Plenty, all the way in New Zealand, or the Bay of Navrino in Greece. But I can tell you that this bay, Homa Bay, is one of the most beautiful bays in the world. And therefore we come here not just to celebrate the investment potential in this bay of unlimited potential, but to also appreciate the beauty and to thank our sister Gladys, the governor of this great county, for showcasing this beautiful bay to our investors. We also come here to celebrate great leadership. I was the Minister for Devolution. I worked very closely with the first governor of this great county. And I remember Governor Witi liked saying, awacho kosoka wacho. Uwinjore kosoko uwinjore. Donjo kosoko donjo. Alijaribu kufanya kazi yake vizuri. But coming back to Homa Bay County today, I can tell you, having worked with all the 47 governors, Governor Oparanya akiwa the chair wao, Homa Bay County has one of the best performing governors in the Republic of Kenya. And they say what a man can do, a woman can do even better. We must commend our sister governors, the G7, those sisters of Gladys Wanga who are here and who are doing a great job. So we want to congratulate you and wish you well in what you're doing. Na nilete pia salamu za mama wetu Martha Wangare Karua. Mmezipokea? Tulete salamu pia za ndugu yetu Jeremiah Kioni. They would have been with us here today, but they were in Murang'a. Kuna ile kesi ya kina mama walioshikwa katika ile shrine, na wako Murang'a kutetea hao kina mama. So Gladys, Martha has said she wishes you well, and she wishes that the good people of Homa Bay gives you a second term. Tuseme wanga tano? Wanga tano? Tunaleta pia salamu za Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta. Mmezipokea? We spoke this morning and I told him we were coming to Tom Mboya University. And he sent his greetings. But he also reminded me that his last trip to Nyanza, his last trip to Western Region, was when he signed his last charter and he gave the charter of the great University of Tom Mboya. Prof, we wish you well as you grow this great institute in the memory of a great son of this soil. We wish you very, very well. He also came to Mbita to look at the causeway there, at the port. Na kule Western he gave us 2 charters apart from the Tom Mboya University. Alitupa charter ya Alupe in Busia, na akatupa charter ya hapa Kaimos University. So as we are here to celebrate, we also wish you well, and may God bless the great county of Homa Bay.
Asante sana, and thank President Uhuru for us for the charter of Tom Mboya University, which is promising to be the hub for growth in Homa Bay and the region. I'd like to ask our CCs, my CCs for Homa Bay, please stand up. This function would not have been possible without the dedicated efforts that you have made. Just rise, please. Solomon Obiero, CC for Finance, Asante. Martin Opere, CC Education. Dani Shonyango, CC Transport. Dr. Joash Alo, CC Environment. Sarah Malit, CC for Sports, Gender. The man of the moment, who is CC for Trade and Investment, Polycarp Okombo, who is the one who was putting together this whole conference. My deputy, His Excellency Oyugi Magwanga, who is the CC also for Agriculture. Asante, asante sana. Chief officers, Roslyn Omolo, who is also there, CCM for Health. Chief officers and directors, please just rise up and wave. Just stand up. Asanteni sana. You have done a wonderful job to put together what has proven to be a very successful conference. Without you, this would not be possible. I'd like now to invite again for short minutes each my colleague governors to come and also say just a short word of encouragement to the people of Homa Bay. I'd like to begin by my immediate neighbor, His Excellency Ochilo Mbogo Wunayako Chielwioke Kendo Pindra. Karibu sana. Governor of Migori County. Welcome.
Excellency, the People's President, Deputy President Kalonzo Musyoka, distinguished colleagues, na wananchi kwa jumla wa Homa Bay, hamjambo. I want to take this opportunity to say two things. Devolution has suffered setbacks, discouragement by naysayers and pessimistic people. What the governor of Homa Bay has done on behalf of devolution is to showcase the endless potential of devolution. I want to urge the national government and other institutions that devolution depends on to join suit and unlock the potential of devolution by supporting what is happening here in Homa Bay and what other counties have the potential of achieving. I want to lastly say that my potential as a leader was unlocked here in Homa Bay many years ago, Your Excellencies. I was a young boy going to high school in Homa Bay, and occasionally in Form 2 I used to go to the pier and do some fishing. So I remember with nostalgia how Homa Bay is, and the renaissance of Homa Bay is a positive thing. I remember also when I went to high school, I used to come to Homa Bay here to board a steamer to Kisumu. I used to pay 5 bob to board a steamer from here to Kisumu, then a train to Alliance High School, 5 shillings only. I want to say what Nyawangaya you have done and what is being done in Homa Bay is also giving us hope to those who may want lake transport. There is SGR coming to Kisumu. I hope it will reach Homa Bay and eventually reach Migori and Siaya and also Busia, so that other people who have the potential of connecting to Nairobi and other places will realize that endless potential that I also realized as a young person. Congratulations, Nyawangaya. We wish you well, and thank you for standing for devolution and showing the potential that devolution has for all the counties that are here in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. And now let me invite my other neighbor across the lake, Governor James Agri Bob Orengo Chornya Meru, Governor of Siaya County.
I thought you should have left the details. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, my colleagues, governors, and honorable members of parliament, the investors who are here in this great trade exhibition, if I may call it, and the people of Homa Bay, Osaureur, Nyasaye Ber, Tosechete. Thank you so much. I'll be very brief. Gladys, we take pride in your success. And without a doubt, what you have done in this conference is worth emulation in every part of the country. And we congratulate you. It had to be you to give us a great start. And Homa Bay has not just taken off. I feel like Homa Bay is flying. Secondly, I also want to make a confession. My father is buried here in Homa Bay. So when Homa Bay is doing well, my father is feeling happy wherever he is. Asanteni sana. I just wanted to say two things. One is that devolution is working, and we can see investors are directly interested in bringing investment to the counties. And that being so, I think it is important for the national government to begin to think seriously about removing all the hurdles to make it easier for investors to come to counties directly. And we have seen today international investors and local investors coming to Homa Bay. I was being reminded by my neighbor, Governor Homa, when the principal secretary was talking about multiplicity of licenses. By the way, most of those licenses are national licenses. They are not local licenses. So it is national government that should put its house in order so that we don't have a multiplicity of licenses. Secondly, our duty as county is to create an enabling environment. In creation of that enabling environment, we need, again, the question of sharing of revenue between the national government and the counties to be resolved. There is no reason why the national government would continue to hold on money that truly should go to counties or clawing back on devolution. I want to plead with my colleagues in the parliament, because I've been in parliament. I look at bills coming to parliament. If you examine a lot of bills that are going to parliament now, there's a great clawback on devolution, whether it is health, agriculture, health. By the end of the day, another 2 years of that trend, counties will have very little to do and just become a sinecure. I think that issue should be addressed. Otherwise, Gladys, thanks for putting a great job. The big question now that is facing us politically is that one of Baba. Probably I would feel very constrained to live without talking about it. But Baba, I know you can walk and chew gum at the same time. And you can scale the stairs. I don't know what is worrying people, that you can be in Addis Ababa and be here in Kenya and still be part of this great nation called Kenya. So I have no doubt you'll be here all the time, including 2027. Asante sana.
Asante sana. I'd like to now, I'm moving by way of proximity to Homa Bay. So I'd like to proceed to Busia County and invite my brother, Honorable Governor Paul Nyongesa Otuoma. Excellency, karibu sana.
Your Excellency, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, our President, Your Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, riding on the protocols established, our host here, asante sana. Let me also join those who have come here, as we have said, for investment, that Homa Bay, as a member of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, my sister, you have shown us the pace and the door. We don't need to recreate something else. You have put up a very wonderful exhibition here on what we governors within the Lake Region Economic Bloc, if we emulate and we scale it up, that what Homa Bay is doing can be emulated by the other members of the Economic Bloc. I think we are going to be among the first region in this republic to show what devolution can do if it is supported properly. Because all policymakers are here, investors are here, consumers are here, farmers are here, political leaders are here. That was a very good assembly on what we need to do to move forward. I think, as it was being spoken, one of the biggest potential for Homa Bay here is to support the apparel industry through cotton value chains. The other one is edible oils, through palm oil, through sunflower, as we saw some of our farmers doing that. And I tend to think if we will replicate this, because you have shown us the way, we will be able to move forward. And to show
how serious it is, Honorable, my sister here, I always keep on referring to Homa Bay even within my own county. Be it on how to improve revenue, I send my officers here that why don't you also try to see what Homa Bay is doing? We don't need to replicate. Be it on improving on health facilities, we talk about all those things, and Homa Bay is always an example because of the leadership that my sister has provided here. So I just want a few of the people from Busia who came from trade, was it trade and investment committee, and those ones also in the trades department, just to stand up and wave to show the importance that we are attached to this. The team from Busia, asanteni sana. We just came here so that we are able to learn and replicate, and congratulations. This is a world-class show that you have put on, and we'll work together. I hope you will hold some hands of some of us who are laggards. Utishike pia mkono tusibake nyuma. Unajua mimi na Orengo ndio tuko pale jirani yako zaidi. Yeye amezungumuza na mimi nikazungumuza. I'm sure what is being done in Homa Bay here, if we are also just able to replicate it across the lake on the other side, this region would really have taken off. Otherwise, thank you and congratulations. Baba, I stand here, you know we are your children. You have held our hands even before we joined politics. You have been with us. You have seen us grow. And now we are here. And as Charity Ngilu spoke, some of us are still wondering because we have been in that comfort zone. Whether we joke around or we do what, we know Baba is just around. Now we are in the situation we are in. We hope you are going to be able to tell us that our children, my children, have held your hands. You know the potential of each of these children. What do we do so that even when you are away, we are able to hold fort? And wherever you will be, we are also able to make sure that we support you, we pray for you, so that you are able to also help Africa just the way you have helped us here in Kenya. Thank you and God bless you.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Otoma. Baba ako tu around. You know, from here to Addis, from Nairobi to Addis is a 2-hour flight. So you can have breakfast in Nairobi, lunch in Addis Ababa, dinner in Busia. So Baba endi mahali. Ako tu hapa, he's just around. So worry not, worry less. I'd like to, and thank you for the wonderful job you're doing in Busia, Governor Otuoma. Even though you're saying, I hold your hand, I'm running after you, because a lot of these value chains, you have gone ahead, and you're doing a great job for the Busia people. I'd like to recognize the arrival of Governor of Kisii, Governor, His Excellency, Honorable Paul Simba Arati. Arati, just wave. And we were going according to proximity, but I'll give you a moment to catch your breath. So I'll invite the Governor of Nairobi, Governor Johnson Arthur Sakaja, ambaye pia anaitwa Super Senator na sasa Super Governor. Unajua GDP yote iko Nairobi. Karibu Governor.
Asante sana. Asante sana. Your Excellency Baba Jacob, Engineer, Africa Union, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Your Excellency Senior Counsel Wakili Vice President Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, colleague governors, Mama yetu Charity Ngilu, our big brother Oparanya, watu wa Homa Bay, Amoso Dutote, Okeuru Jothurwa, Wan Kanyakla, Wan Kanyachie. Nina furaha sana kuja Homa Bay. We are very proud of the work that our sister Gladys Wanga is doing in this beautiful, beautiful county. This morning when I saw Namlolwe, I felt drawn towards it. I wish I was here for more than just one day. As Governor of Nairobi, Your Excellency, mimi ni governor wa kila mtu. Kwa sababu kila mtu akona mtu Nairobi na akona interest Nairobi. This county is a treasure trove of agricultural productivity. from your groundnuts, your bananas. We have heard you're going into palm oil, your sunflower. So Honorable Wanga, I think the mistake that was made, Your Excellency, I should have been the first one to sign an MOU with you. Because hivi tu yote soko iko Nairobi. Na Nairobi utaleta kuuza Nairobi. So that we sign an MOU, I provide for you space. All of these foodstuffs must be consumed. And I'll give you an example. Kila siku, kama saizi ni saa 8, watoto 1184 tunawalisha Nairobi kama county government every single day kwa shilingi 5 peke yake. Hao watoto na hiyo program ya chakula dishi na county inahitaji mafuta ambao utafanya palm oil. We need your sweet potatoes, we need your bananas. So the first MOU is the market that I have. By next term I'll be feeding 250,000 every single day. Hiyo ni soko ambayo iko tayari. So watu wa Homa Bay mnaweza kuproduce na mtuletee kule Nairobi County. I want to encourage you with the Bible verse, Honorable Wanga. Hebrews 6:10. This is to you and to other governors, members of parliament, senators, everybody who serves the people. Hebrews 6:10 says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. May God bless you for the work that you're doing. Finally, Baba, nimeona kila mtu anamaliza na hiyo. We have marching orders from His Excellency the President to support your candidature at the AU. You can count on us. Tutatembea na wewe Afrika mzima. Kama unahitaji watu kubeba bag, niko hapa. Nitatembea na wewe Lagos, tutatembea na wewe Cape Town, tutaenda na wewe Kampala tena turudi, and across the continent. Because we believe as a country, and we've taken a common position as a country, that you have what it takes to unify our continent at the helm of its leadership. That is a unifying factor for the people of Kenya. We have seen a beautiful reality. We are governors from across the country. We have different issues in our counties. We have different challenges. But despite the disparities in our country, Kenya, our people have a unified hope to be united. Njaa ya Mluya sio tofauti na njaa ya Mjaluo. The Kikuyu dreams in the same way that the Kalenjin dreams. The Kamba's aspiration are the same as the Mijikenda. Our people must be united, for there is more that brings us together than that which divides us. Ultimately and invariably, every Kenyan wants the same thing: to go about their life peacefully, to make something out of themselves, and to guarantee their children a future. So watu wa Homa Bay na wakaribisha Nairobi. Ukifika Nairobi, na tafadhali munisikie vizuri. Ukifika wapi? Nairobi. Ingia kwa hoteli yoyote. Ukiingia kwa hoteli, order chai, order samaki, order ugali, order mboga. Wakikuuliza useme umetumwa na Governor Sakaja Johnson. Sawa sawa? Alafu ukishasema umetumwa na Governor Sakaja, ulipe bili yako. Asanteni sana.
Nilikuwa nafikiria utasema afadhali ukishasema uanze kuchonga viazi. Wacha sasa nimwalike. Asante sana Sax. Thank you so much for the job you're doing in Nairobi. Let me now invite my sister from Masaku, Governor of Machakos County, Governor wa Vinya Ndeti, chakula mezani, pesa mfukoni. Asante. Thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. Thank you. 2 minutes. Yeah.
Asante, Your Excellency, Raila Odinga, Baba, Your Excellency, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, current governors present, former governors, CEC, government officials that are present, senators, members of parliament, and all the MCAs. Amjambo. The Luo one escaped my head. Ontie. Ile Nyasai? Nyasai ber. Sechete. Baba aliniambia nitabaki huku. Asante sana. I would like to really take this opportunity to thank my sister Wanga for the good work that she has done. Wanga, Gladys, they call her Odiso here. Nyawanga. She's very hardworking and very committed to the people of Homa Bay. Wanga sleeps, talks, wakes up Homa Bay. Every time we are with her, she just discusses about Homa Bay. And I want to tell the people of Homa Bay, you're very lucky to have a governor like Wanga. She just finished 1 year, just started the 2nd year. I know by the grace of God, she will do a lot of work for you. Bado hamjaona, mtaona. Now one thing I would want to thank you, when we are launching the G7, tulikutana na wamama wa Homa Bay. Wakatuambia wako na pesa mfukoni. Now you're touching the real lives of mothers in this county. We met them. They told us that you have done the fish market for them. That is touching their lives. We met them. In fact, you gave them thanks when you are there. Just to mention a few things. As she's doing this, she's also doing this. Tunaelewana? Akitengeneza hii ya huku ya conference ya nini kuita investors, huku chini anaingia kama submarine. And I'm sure by the time atokeze mumuone kwa ile Homa Bay itakuwa imesonga mbele. So congratulations my sister, I wish you God's blessings. Our party leaders are here. I would want to say something. We had a conference for women governors. And we want to thank you very much for supporting us as Azimio governor, lady governors to be governors. What we are kindly requesting you, we respect our male counterparts and we love them so much. But we would want you to work on increasing the number for us. We said now we are, the women governors in Kenya are G7. We want to move to 16. We are not even asking for much. So if you can help us to get to that number, we'll appreciate. But women leaders also need to come out like the way we have come out for you to support them. And we have agreed as women governors, we are going to hold the hands of other women to try and bring them up in leadership. Ile ingine, baba, mnajua sisi ni Azimio, serikali ile tuko nayo ni Azimio, sisi tuko nyuma yenu na tutasonga na nyinyi, mkiwa na Kalonzo, mkituambia right, left, south, mahali mtu tunataka, we are ready. Thank you, God bless you.
Asante sana, Governor Wavinya, and thank you for the good job that you're doing for the people of Machakos. I'd like to now invite Governor of Kisii, Governor Paul Simba Arati, akuje pia aseme machache. Asante sana Governor Simba, na asante kwa kazi nzuri unafanya pale Kisii.
Sawa. Homa Bay hoye. Wacha nisikie vizuri. Homa Bay hoye. Your Excellency, my party leader, Your Excellency, the former Vice President, na wageni wote ambao mmefika hapa, my sister Wanga, nataka nichukue nafasi hii first to congratulate you for the good work. I would have been here yesterday, but Baba asked me to join with him. I was the first person to meet Baba yesterday, just to get what they were discussing in the farm of in Uganda. They were there with the President William Ruto
Museveni. Therefore, ukitaka kujua wewe uliza mimi ni nini waliongea. Tulikuwa na baba jana kule tukaongea, na leo ni kanibidi nitoke Nairobi asubuhi nije nifikie mkutano huu. Kwanza, Mheshimiwa Wanga, no, we are neighbors, just immediate neighbors. Na tunakuwa na competition nzuri sana. Homa Bay na Kisii ziko karibu sana. Na mji mkubwa wa eneo hili ni Kisii. Hii ikiwa county, Kisii ikiwa county, Migori, mji wao mkubwa, the city of this region, wachana na Kisumu, ni Kisii. Na tunafurahia kwamba Mheshimiwa Wanga, that now you have gotten it, part of Kisii has grown. Because leo hii sisi kama watu wa Nyanza, ndugu zetu kutoka kule kwingine, wale wanatoka Ukambani kama Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, Mheshimiwa Charity, Wamalwa kutoka kule Western, pande hii, kando na yale ambayo yamefanyika na Homa Bay, tutatoa umeme ambao utaeneza mambo ya uchumi pande hii, ambao ni 55 megawatts hapa Kisii. The investor is there, they have done everything. Kwa hivyo hivi karibuni Nairobi, ndugu yangu Sakaja, unajua wewe tulikuwa pamoja, nilikuacha kule ushikilie, huku pia tuko sawa. Nikubalie niseme kitu kimoja. Baba, if you know the story of the eagle and its eaglet, kuna wakati inafika the eagle flies away and leaves the eaglets to practice on how to fly. Baba, go to AU as your eaglets, na mimi nikiwa mbele taonyeshana wengine vile tuna fly. We will fix it. There is no vacuum. You will not leave a vacuum. Kalonzo yuko hapa mbele na sisi tunashikilia pande hii. Lazima tuhakikishe kwamba serikali ambayo inakuja, sisi tuko ndani na tumejenga taifa letu vile kwa ile mipango ambayo wewe umetupea. Baba, tomorrow will be in Kisii. Is going to open 2 aggregation centers ambazo tumetengeneza, ambazo is part and parcel of Migori na Kisii. Na hizo zote ni maendeleo ambayo tumehakikisha kwamba yanaanza. Kwa hivyo babu, utakapoondoka ukienda AU, hawa dada yangu akikuja anakuja anapitia Kisii, hakuna mahali pengine isipokuwa ni ndege tu ametushinda, kuna uwanja mdogo hapa. Na sisi tutatengeneza nyingine ndiposa tuhakikishe kwamba uchumi unaendelea. Muhimu, the last bit that I want to just put across. Tafadhali, wale wana ODM, mimi ni National Vice Chairman wa chama cha ODM. Na mimi nataka niseme kwa sababu baba hajasema ametoka. Na lazima we must register as members of the party. We must make sure our numbers zipo. Nauliza kila mmoja, mimi nitatangulia kwa safari hii, tukimaliza Kisii, Homa Bay, Migori, Siaya and the whole region, tuhakikishe kwamba we have registered as members of ODM, ndiposa tukuze chama. Ndugu yangu Sakacha, najua kwamba wanatishatisha. Wewe wakati mwingine geuka, kifika 2026 kuja tutapewa certificate. Tuone vile mambo yanaendelea. Asante na Mungu awabariki.
Sorry to come back. It is not because of that. Your Excellency, it would be remiss of me not to show the people of Homa Bay that they are stakeholders in my government. I have come with one of my CECs who is Jakasi Pool. Anaitwa Ibrahim Auma Nyangoya ambaye yuko hapo, tumpigie makofi. Ibrahim is in charge of Green Nairobi Environment. So mkija Nairobi baada ya hoteli pitieni City Hall, unapita unasalimia Ibrahim kwa ofisi yangu. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Ibrahim Wabiro. We are coming. Thank you very much, Sakaja, for that appointment. It's important for us as the people of Homa Bay. And Kabondo Kasipul, Dr. Ivo Bara, that's Ibo's MP, and we are very proud of him. And as he serves Nairobi, we know he's a hard worker, and he delivers. He's quiet, ni vile tu nani alisema Professor Chola. Tunaongea kidogo sana, lakini kazi tunachapa. Wanwachi wadoma na teach. Waonge wasiwasi, waonge uchochezi, waonge mdomo. Ngegigo. Bas. Thank you very much. I think all the governors have now spoken, so it's my turn to say something. Let me recognize you, Kamau Mweha. Just stand up and wave. You're a big investor, so tunatarajia investment hapa Homa Bay. The team from the Council of Governors, please just stand up. Barbara, Valerie, the whole team. Asanteni sana, Yvonne, you guys have done a wonderful job together with the CEO in putting this together. You are very appreciated. So I'd just like to make 2 or 3 remarks, because the laws say you don't get drunk when you are the nyoya. What is it? The brewer, yes. When you're the brewer, you don't get drunk at your brew. So I will just make a few remarks before inviting His Excellency Senior Counsel Kalonzo Musyoka, who will in turn invite Baba to speak. So let me just say that first of all, I'd like to thank you all for making time to come for this investment conference in Homa Bay. The confidence that you have shown in the growth path and the vision that the Homa Bay County government has set is amazing. I am overwhelmed and I am humbled, and sometimes you can plan something, but then that thing can turn out and plan you, because it can become much bigger than you imagined it would be. And this is what this investment conference has become. It has become much bigger, much broader, much more impactful than we had imagined or even planned for. And I'd like to really, really thank God for His favor in making sure that this has happened. Your Excellency, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, I'd like to thank you very much for making time to come today, but not just that. We'd like to thank you for devolution, because without devolution that you fought for so fervently, you saw this vision a long time ago, long before we saw it. Without devolution, it would not have been possible today for us to have the conversations and to discuss investments directly into counties. We would all have to go to Nairobi, and everybody would have to converge there, and sometimes parts of the country would be left behind for whatever reasons. And so I'd like to really, really thank you for supporting devolution fervently, even after bringing it. You have stood firm for devolution. I'd also like to thank you for the support that you have given me as governor of Homa Bay, and also that the party of ODM has given me. And without you, really, I would not be standing here as the first woman governor of Homa Bay County and the first woman to be governor in this part of the country. And it is not taken for granted. I'm sincerely most grateful. I'd like to thank the leadership of Homa Bay County for the support that you have provided, starting with our senator, our members of parliament from Homa Bay. Tafadhali msimame tu. Nataka kuwashukuru sana for the support, the undivided attention. Our chairman of the ODM party, Mbadi Nyang Jadimo, asante sana for the support that you have granted us and that you have supported us, and all of us who are standing here. I see Honorable Dr. Ivo Bara, Honorable Senator Beatrice Ogola, Honorable Martin Owino Ward Chief, Honorable Bensuda, Honorable Adipo Wonokuome, Honorable George Peter Pondokaluma, and our Senator. Thank you so much for making time to come. And I know Honorable Millie Grace Odiamo Mabona, we were here with her on Monday, and she didn't manage to come today, but we have stood together to also
Honorable Sachalis Omondowere, a Member of Parliament for Kasipul. Thank you so very, very much. You have stood with us. You have supported the agenda of devolution here in Homa Bay, and I thank you very much for that undivided support. Because investors want to see that there is an environment of political stability. And that is what the coming together here of all these political leaders from Homa Bay is showcasing. And I'd like to thank the MCAs, the leadership and the MCAs. Just stand up. The assembly has been peaceful. The assembly has been committed. The assembly has supported our agenda and our vision for unlocking the endless potential that is in Homa Bay. Mr. Speaker, sir, and the leadership of the assembly, I thank you very, very much. Asanteni Mketi. I'd already thanked my CECs. I thank my colleague governors, those who were here yesterday, including the chair of the Council of Governors, Governor Cecil Mbarire, Governor Susan Gihika, Governor of Kericho, Governor Eric Mutai, and the governors who are here today for the support that has been granted. I'd like to say that we in Homa Bay, through our CIDP and consultation with the people, and the people of Homa Bay, I'd like to thank you. Agonuero Kamano. Pamuru ne unuwegi. I thank you because for the days that we have had guests here, you have maintained order, you have maintained peace, and you have stated by your conduct and behavior that Homa Bay is ready for investment because it has a hard-working people that is peaceful, that is welcoming, that is warm. Makofi, pamuru gino mateka besa for yourselves. Through our CIDP, which is very, very participatory, and we obtain views at the cluster level, we have prioritized a couple of value chains. We can do many value chains, but we have prioritized to be leaders in a few. We grow maize, we grow sorghum, we grow millet, we do a lot of value chains. And Homa Bay is 76-80% agricultural, and we also have 80% of Kenya's Lake Victoria. But we want to be leaders in a few of these value chains, Your Excellency, Prime Minister. One being cotton. We have registered farmers, 37,000 farmers who have registered 43,000 acres to put under cotton. The country has a goal this year of producing 100,000 acres on cotton. And if we have 43,000 acres on cotton, it means okay. Okay, I was being asked to recognize Dr. Willie, whom I had already recognized before. Asante sana, Daktari. I know you're representing Professor Anyongo, who will be here with us tomorrow. I'd like to state that if the country is getting 100,000 acres and Homa Bay is able to produce 43,000 acres, it means that we have the capacity to produce 50% of Kenya's cotton. And we are ready. And the 43,000 acres is not guesswork. These are farmers who have registered themselves on the Kiamis. So the data is available and is geo-referenced. We know where they are, we know how they are. And we have already found with the DG here and CC for Agriculture, 10 tons of cotton seed, BT, that one we're getting for ourselves. We also have another 10 ton, which we're going to get from the national government. That can be able to do about 20,000 acres. We're still looking for seed to do more, and our partners are here, RVP and the others, and we hope that we're going to work together to cover this amount of cotton. And I'm happy and delighted that we have signed an MOU here with RVP to come and establish a ginnery here in Homa Bay. Because currently our farmers are taking their cotton all the way to Salawa in Baringo. And once that cotton goes, it means our farmers are selling the lint and they are selling the seed all at the same time. Yet the seed can produce oil and produce seed cake, and we can have the value chains that can remain here even with our women. So I'm very, very delighted, and I want to ask RVP, kama si leo, ni leo hii. Please start to do the ginnery. We are assuring you that on our end, we will work with our cotton cooperatives to do the production that you require. And tomorrow is an LREP day here that will be presided over by Professor Nyong, and we are all here. We will be talking about the synergies. How can we synergize? What can we produce and process in Migori and Siaya? and Busia. What can Siaya, Busia, Kisii produce that can be processed here so that we can leverage on the economies of scale? Another value chain is the oil palm, edible oils, sunflower, oil palm, groundnuts, soya. Homa Bay is a groundnut belt. Anywhere you step, if you put seeds for groundnut, it will grow. And so we want to do those value chains. That is the second. The third one is fish. And we are happy that yesterday, when His Excellency the President was here, he provided an operating license for Victory Farms to set up a new fish processing farm at the Riwa Special Economic Zone, which we also received a developer's a license for yesterday. What that means is that aquaculture is big here, and we want to thank Victory for all the work that you're doing, because right now we are probably the fastest growing fish tilapia fish farm in the whole of Africa, nearly in the world actually. So I think we have a big opportunity in aquaculture. And the final one is tourism. So Homa Bay, as you were saying, those who are flying in today, you saw the true bay of endless potential. If you see some of sceneries in Homa Bay, it might appear to you like you are in Spain or Italy. Hapana, you are just in Homa Bay. And we want to open ourselves to tourism. We have the Ruma National Park, and the rowan antelope is only found in the Ruma National Park in Kenya. And some people don't know that here in Homa Bay we have buffaloes, we have rhinos, we have giraffe, we have all those animals, and 3 of the big 5 can actually be found here. We have Simbi Nyaima. It is a volcanic crater lake, and it is mythical. If you came from somewhere that you have not confessed your sins, and you go and throw a stone into Simbi Nyaima, the stone will come right back at you, and it will hit you. So if you want to discover that that is the truth, you can go and try. So together with the Kenya Tourism Board, we have been working together to do not just the Homa Bay tourism sites, but the entire Western Kenya tourism circuit that involves all the 14 counties of the Lake Region economic block. So those are the value chains that we are prioritizing, together with the sweet potatoes, which are the sweetest. Here they come from Governor Orengo's home, the other side, in Kabondo Kasipul, and sort of Dr. Bara's place. That is where you find the sweetest sweet potatoes, and we're looking for investments in that area as well. Actually, the sweet potatoes of Homa Bay were eaten by the late Queen of England. She would order them to be sent to the Buckingham Palace. Na hiyo si story. It is the truth. Then the pineapples of Rangwe, we also have that as a value chain that we are moving forward. So I'd like to really thank the national government entities that are here and that have walked this journey with us, and to say that we are committed to the transformation of this county. The other day we launched the G7, which is the group of 7 women governors, and we did the plan for the Homa Bay chapter, and as Governor Wavinya said, we are looking at moving from G7 to G16, which means we are looking forward to moving from 7 governors, not backwards, but forward to get 16 women governors moving forward. So I'd like to really, having said those many remarks, I would like to really thank you once again, and state that in Homa Bay we are ready for investment. We are open for investment. We have packaged the investment opportunities. They are ready and they are documented. And therefore, investors, we welcome you. And I stated yesterday, and I'd like to state again, we do not entertain corruption here. So if you're an investor who's coming in to invest, and somebody is telling you to give them something, kitu kidogo or something else or something like that, please just contact us, because that is not acceptable. We are putting together a one-stop shop for investment, so that when you come, you can get all your information in one place at one go, so that nobody moves you back and forth. At the Riwa Special Economic Zone, we have 536 acres of land, which we are giving to investors who are willing to invest. So it is leases, we are giving long-term leases, and it is for no charge or peppercorn charge. The land is available, it is government land, it is available for investment, and this is now a special economic zone, which means that if you want to manufacture for export, for example, you will be able to get all the incentives, including any items you import will be tax-free. The county will also not ask you for any taxes. The national government will not be asking you for VAT or import duty or anything. So this is a big incentive that we'd like you to utilize. Finally, I'd like to thank really the local investors who have invested in Homa Bay. And I see architect Jerry Ndong here. Just rise up, asante sana. These are some of the local investors, and many of them are here. I think Engineer Philip Okundi was also attending here, and I'd like to encourage local investment. Our senator said it. Nobody will invest here if we sons and daughters of Homa Bay don't lead the way in investment. The last couple of days, when people have been looking for hotel rooms here, it has been a nightmare. And these guests can confirm to you. Amaniaje wageni? Yeah, it has been a nightmare to just find rooms. The few that we have been full and overflowing. And Homa Bay is the center now. Sasa, tuanze kujenga mahoteli. I was telling the CEO of the Council of Governors that next year we will be bidding strongly, and I'll be speaking to my colleagues, we'll be bidding strongly to host the Devolution conference. Na sasa, she is telling me, there is no way Devolution conference will come if we do not increase our bed capacity for hotels, because Devolution conference, at least 7,000 people will be sleeping within the presence of Homa Bay. And I was telling her we can combine with Kisii, we can combine with Migori and Siaya, so people can sleep in all those places and we can provide transport for them to come. And that is excellent, but Homa Bay people, tafadhali, let's take our money away from where we are hiding. No, I don't want to say from Nairobi because Sakaja is here. But if he wasn't here, I would have said that. Lakini sahi sisemi. Leta tusonge, tukuje nyumbani. Let's come home. There is big opportunity and big time potential. So with those many remarks, let me thank you once again, Tomboya, and our MPs, the ones who have come from outside Homa Bay. Dr. James Nikal, our chairman of Dual, Bwana Orero, who is our Migogo, our export from Homa Bay to Kibra. Asante sana. Masara, my friend, Peter Francis Masara. Asanteni sana for making time. Catherine Numa, thank you. My sister Kamene, asante sana. Rene, thank you so very much for making time to come and be with us at this important function. So thank you, and with those many remarks, I'd like to take this opportunity to first apologize if I have not recognized you wherever you are. It is not by intention, but to take this opportunity to invite, to speak to us, His Excellency, Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka. Wapi Buffalo Soldier? Ndiye amelala kwa kazi. Buffalo? I know. Yes. Oh, DJ is there.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much. Wow. Jafura Homa Bay. Unti. Yasai Bear. And all the time. Kumbe you can mix. Well, our brother and our team leader of Azimio, Brother Raila Odinga, who is the chief guest today, and our host governor, our sister Gladys Wanga. Let me start by saying, Gladys, and please hear me, you make us very proud. I've seen your passion, not just in Homa Bay, but at the national level, in Parliament. Brother Jim will remember when things were pretty tough in Parliament, and this sister dared everybody by taking a bottle of water and pouring it. That is passion. That is commitment. And quite frankly, Gladys, that's why we came. Because you see, you have now translocated the passion from National Assembly to the ground in Homa Bay, and you are serving with your people with such distinction and dedication that we owe it to you to give you a big clap. I think we do need, if you were somewhere in America, you would give this governor a standing ovation. But we are, I think we are, in our country, we are so obsessed with tension that you feel tension wherever you sit. But Gladys, may God continue to guide you. And may you continue with that. You're also unapologetic. When we met our Azimio governors at a retreat, we made it clear to them, I think it was, brother, if you remember, somewhere like Rift Valley Great Lodge, and we told them they were free to work with the national government. But they must remember that devolution is important, and devolution will fall or stand according to how they interpret it and how they relate to the national government. We never told them not to work with the national government. Gladys, I've seen you going to State House, but you're unapologetic about your commitment to your coalition, and you have not sold us out. You haven't sold us out. So we are here to pay tribute to you and to encourage you. I'm not even going to say, as others have said, that you are a candidate for second term. Let the facts speak for themselves. Work hard. There's a lot to be done. And Homa Bay, the home of an amazing heritage. Can I mention, once I was Minister for Tourism and Information, Brother Tinga, and I came and I've never seen such beauty like I saw. If you were to look at the birds that fly between Rusinga Island and Mfangano at about sunset. Sunset, you know wazungu wanapenda hii maneno sana, Gladys. Kwenda uze sunset in Homa Bay. And the bird islands, the birds, they call them the bird islands, our heritage. And of course it's stormy taking the boat between Rusinga Island and Fangano. You have sometimes to look at the timings. But isn't it in Rusinga Island that one of the most illustrious sons of this country, the late Tom Joseph Mboya, is actually laid to rest? And therefore, as we celebrate the reality of Tom Mboya University, I want to challenge you, Governor, along with the administration, Vice Chancellor of this university. I know there's a mausoleum of the late Tom Joseph Mboya in Rusinga Island, but do it better. Let it be part of the tourist attraction. Men who stood at the time when this country needed it and needed them, and organized, for example, the famous airlift of Kenyans to go and capacity build in the United States. That was Tom Mboya. Ladies and gentlemen, devolution must not only be seen to succeed, but we have no option but to deepen it and make it successful. It will be a tribute to our brother Raila Odinga, who's all the time fought for it, and I think we need also to give him here a big clap, because this is why the father of devolution in our country. And he once shared with me a story of how far across the world he went to look at the best practices on how to actually do devolution in Kenya. But you know, governors, you have work to do. You have also to congratulate the National Dialogue team of Azimio, because nobody has remembered. And I want to thank my brother Kaluma and the team. I mentioned because you are the host MP here. The Parliament actually quickly passed the National Dialogue Committee report. And under its terms, we managed to push the Kenya Kwanza team to accept, at least to put it in writing, that the shareable revenue to the county governments will now move from 15 to 20%. It is now in writing officially. Gladys Wanga getting an extra 5% is something. And even if they want to go up, that's okay. If they go lower, they know they can't go below 15%. Therefore, our team, ably assisted by my brother Wandai, who I'm sure is in Parliament prosecuting these matters, did something. And we need to really push it harder. Push it so hard that there will be no doubt in our mind that devolution must succeed. When you talk of 5,000, 7,000 bed capacity, people think it is, several years ago nobody cared. And that's all the money went to Sakaja's county, and with which Sakaja pays people's bills after they eat at the restaurants. They actually pay for themselves, but I think Sakaja almost said, put it on my account. Wataambiwa hakuna cha bure. So now, before I invite our brother, I just want to say very boldly here in Homa Bay that our brother will be making a formal application to become the next chairperson of the African Union Commission, itself successor to what used to be Organization of African Unity. The closest time our region, our leadership of that continental body was during the times of the Prime Minister then of Tanzania, Salim Ahmed. And when his candidature was proposed that time, you may not know, this is history, to become the UN Secretary General, the Americans vetoed his candidature. Mwalimu Nyerere then said, well, they will still have to deal with our son from the point of view of the Secretary General of the Organization of African Unity. That's how Dr. Ahmed Salim became the Secretary General of the OAU. Now, under the Constitutive Act, is a bigger and an enhanced body of African leadership. And I know our brother going to that position, he'll do several things. First of all, he's a Pan-Africanist, and we know him. He has worked for transformation, for deepening of our democratic gains. And I heard our brother Jim, and I wish Jim you could come out as clearly as you always do, that there is an attempt at clawback on devolution. And that I can tell you, we will not allow as Azimio. Kenyans must know for sure from here that what you are saying is there's no vacuum, absolutely no vacuum. In fact, we have up to April for Raila Odinga to submit his documents. But of course, before then, he has to traverse the continent to look for votes. And this I'm sure he will do. When he was the African High Representative for Infrastructure, he did a lot of that. So the name and the name recognition is, I think, his biggest asset. And I know the East African region will give him support because he needs this. It is now, after so many years since Dr. Ahmed Salim, it is the turn of East Africa. And I think our negotiating teams in Addis Ababa must make it very clear to the rest of the continent, because this is not a given. Our brothers to fight for it. And we all have to fight for it. Let us not assume that he's just getting it, because there could be other candidates. But we believe as a region, we have the best candidate. We issued that statement as Azimio before he left for Germany, and we said that we will stand by him. And we said his candidature is bipartisan. Let nobody say he's a Kenya Kwanza candidate, because that is not true. And let nobody also say he's an Azimio candidate, because that is equally not true. Raila Odinga now rises above our partisan politics when it comes to negotiating and defending national interest. Therefore, I congratulate President William Ruto. I saw somebody, brother, on a tweet sending something after we know photos these days speak. Have you ever seen speaking photographs? Simba Arati saw one. I asked my brother, how many cows did Museveni give you? Those Ankole cattle. And he told me, he promised 50. Next time I will accompany you. Perchance I can get 2, but I don't know whether they can survive in Ukambani. The important thing is pictures speak. And we want to ask Kenyans to relax about this matter. I'm calling you to relax about it. Stop speculation, and some of it are necessary. You know, they have said sibling rivalry can actually kill. We have seen conversation, very unhealthy conversation in our local media. Some of it attributed to our own people within Azimio coalition, going for each other's jugular. Others who have never associated with us, my brother, and we know them, never associated with us, they are now in the forefront, trying to see if perchance they can create a rift within Azimio. We are telling them that will not happen by God's grace. We are going to stand with our brother, and I think I know his heart, because we spend a lot of time together. And you people of Homa Bay, people of South Nyanza, people of Nyanza, including Kisii people, have no fear that we are in this. I cannot see how a brother can drop a baton when it comes to safeguarding the interests, particularly the democratic credentials that are part of his history, and that would support dictatorship anywhere in Africa, including his own country. So if that is a Raila Odinga I know, I have no fear. I hope I'm convincing you that there's absolutely no need for fear. And if you sometimes feel overcome and overwhelmed in whichever form, and you're missing Baba, if you're missing Baba, my friend Paranya, there's Uncle Steve-O. Yeah, so we should not miss each other. And if there's nothing in Raila Odinga to miss, I can tell you that. Knowing him, he'll be traversing the continent like a colossus. But please, remember the things that he has talked about, which he cannot now perhaps speak about because he needs William Ruto's vote. So he cannot now say, Sakawa shuka chini. We will say that on his behalf. My brother, I'll give you a little discussion we had with Governor Wairia. Derito was not with us, and also Eugene Wamalwa, and we were asking ourselves, what are we going to say in Homa Bay on this matter? So it was Steve Mule who brought a very funny situation. He said, and after that I'm going to invite him, he said, now you know this thing about Sakayo and the tree. And these are high taxes about which Governor Orengo has spoken. These levies, which are convoluting the situation even at the level of devolution, they are actually all from the national government. All those levies. They are not to be found locally. So, they are all taxes, including the infamous, and I say it unapologetically and boldly, the infamous housing tax, which Parliament passed. All right? I say my brother now cannot talk that language. We will talk it. Now the trouble is if the muti kikatwa, and then to find our brother is on the same branch na Zakayo, tutakata muti ama hapana? We don't want our brother to come down. That is a joke. That's what I'm telling you. Relax about this situation. Raila Odinga needs everybody's vote and everybody's prayers. Before I came, my brother, I met Ambassador Amina Mohammed. As you know, she ran for that post and lost to Mohammed Faki by only 2 votes. Mohammed Faki from Chad, 2 votes. We want the situation, she's willing to even now show you, there's a beaten, she has very committed to say she will do and show you wherever and wherever, so you can get your 2/3 majority at round 1. Tumpigie baba makofi jamani. So, with those remarks, having said that the national government must also, there's been that argument. You sometimes go to Gachagua's office to argue whether you should get your 349 billion. There should be no argument. No argument. And this, transmission of the money from the national government to the county government should be seamless, should be timely. You don't want to starve governors. They become very unpopular because they're not able to do their health programs and others. Blame them on them. We will be able to call out at every stage. Provided you give us information, we are there for you, we are there for our country. Kwa hivyo tusimame tukukaribishe ndugu Raila Amolo Odinga to make his remarks. Banda sisikii jamani.
Baba, if you'll excuse me, just for half a minute.
Go ahead. Maybe you say they sit down first. You may be seated.
Thank you, Excellency. If you'll excuse me for just half a minute to make this announcement, because I cannot speak after you've finished. The breakaway sessions are on after the plenary. So please don't leave. Please go to the various breakaway sessions and also recognize Honorable Rosa Buyu, MP Kisumu West, my friend and sister. Thank you for coming all the way to support me. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Homa Bay, Gladys Atieno Yasona Wanga, Excellencies, the Governors, Honorable Members of Parliament, dignitaries who have come, all protocols of serve, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Wow, this is a great occasion. And we're here in a place called Asego Kanyada. So I'm very nostalgic standing here before you today. Because when I was growing up, this place was made very famous by the famous Kindu Band. They sang the song about the travel by ship from Homa Bay to Asego Bay. And it went like this. Militoyoro, milithio kamicho. Militoyoro, milithio kamicho. Militoyoro, milithio Asego. Tongamuruno bina gudhiambo. Iwendari area wadigiseda. Iwendari area wadigiseda. Uruti undoki udungu. Iwendari area wadigiseda. So that is the travel by a ship from Asego. Asego is Homa Bay because of the hill which is called Asego to Asego Bay those days. So you're happy that this is taking place here at this place. But let me begin because I was told to give a keynote address. Let me begin with a story that is told in the Gospel of John. I know most of the people here are Christians. Gospel of John. And I'm sure so many of you people are familiar with this story. A disciple called Philip meets a man called Nathaniel. Philip tells Nathaniel that something significant and historic has happened in the town of Nazareth. Not believing, Nathaniel asks, Nazareth? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Philip tells Nathaniel, come and see. You can find that encounter in the book of John 1:45 to 46. Come and see. With regard to Homa Bay, I'm not Nathaniel. I'm here not because I doubt. We all feel and see a change in the air in Homa Bay. There is intensity and positive energy that has led to tremendous interest in the county. I have come to confirm that Homa Bay has potential and efforts are underway to turn the potential into reality. I am here to support the efforts. I salute and welcome the distinguished leaders, investors, diplomats, and development partners who have honored Madam Governor's call to them to come and see. Allow me to commend the county government of Homa Bay for this initiative at a time of great economic distress in the country and pressure from the people. These initiatives need all the support of the national government and the international development partners, and I salute all those who came on board. I believe the success of any one county takes the entire country forward. I believe that as a country, we are as strong as our counties. And I want to give the government of Kenya Kwanza free advice that the national government does not need to compete with the county governments. The county government complement the national government, and therefore the national government needs to support the county government to deliver. From the outset, therefore, I wish to appeal to our development partners to consider county governments as competent and critical actors in the engagements aimed at realizing national and global development goals. I appeal to the development partner to scale up their engagement with counties. I make this appeal because I'm aware of the attitudes, actions, and pronouncements by some senior national government officials that are meant to dissuade or block development partners from engaging with the counties. I wish to assure our visitors to this country that our counties are managed by some of the most experienced politicians and technocrats in this country who have very clear ideas of what needs to be done. If only they could get the support. Homa Bay is striving to create a space and cut a niche that is very much in order. I believe the counties should cooperate and compete at the same time. The biggest challenge that counties, just like the national government, have to deal with is growth, which has to be both horizontal and vertical. Horizontally, counties have to spread the benefits of development to regions and communities that have been left behind. Vertically, our actions must meet expectations about quality of life, services, and infrastructure. If the infrastructure for vertical and horizontal growth is not laid early, we will replicate the uneven development that has dogged the national government since independence 60 years ago. Homa Bay has identified agro-allied industries that is fishing and aquaculture, tourism, and growing of cotton and other crops for their value chain to help spur prosperity. I concur that agriculture and its value chain and blue economy are holders of real potential for the takeoff. However, to unlock opportunities in agriculture, some radical and bold measures will have to be taken. We are never going to feed ourselves or commercialize agriculture until we wean our people out of subsistence farming. A situation of food shortage is a persistent feature even among people who identify themselves as farmers, pointing to something very wrong. Landholding sizes continue to decline. Yield per hectare continues to decline, yet population is rising. It won't be easy. It was never easy to introduce large-scale farming even in Europe or in South Korea. But we must start laying down the infrastructure for the large-scale agriculture in this region. That means educating our people and also laying the ground for irrigation and mechanization of agriculture. You have to diversify and explore other crops. To this end, I appreciate the effort by Homa Bay and neighbors to venture into crops for edible oils like palm, soya, groundnuts, and renewed interest in the cotton. This region once had a thriving edible oils industry that processed sunflower, cotton, and groundnuts. We need them back, and we're happy with efforts which have been made by Homa Bay County here. When we were growing up as small children, cotton was the main cash crop in this region. And there were granaries in Busia, Luanda, in Siaya, Nderi, in Homa Bay here, and Kindu Bay. There were granaries here. And women used to take the cotton to the market on market days. And they had mobile weighing scales. They would weigh the cotton, and mama would be paid cash on delivery. And she would then transit to go and buy fish or meat in the market. That died when we introduced the monopoly of cotton, lint, and seed marketing board. Cotton was delivered to the board, no payment. 6 months later, children were being sent away from school. That is why people stopped doing cotton. We need to have science work for our people. In this regard, I propose that county governments be given more say, access, and roles in agricultural research bodies, such as the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, Kenya Seed Company, the Kenya Forestry Research Institute, and Agricultural Finance Corporation. The idea is to ensure that research and finance reach smallholder farmers who are the bulk work of our agriculture. Currently, there is inadequate flow of information to farmers about the new crop and livestock varieties. Fishing has sustained our communities in this region for generations. It is currently under serious strain, partly because we are relying on the same tools our ancestors used. In addition, the lakes, the swamps, and rivers have been polluted and degraded, making them unable to produce enough fish for domestic use and commercial purposes. You have to invest in the quality of the water environment of the region's rivers, the lakes, even as we develop fish ponds and cages. Let us invest in the restoration of the indigenous plantations of our rivers, swamps, and lake basins that are known to support the natural breeding of fish, just like they are doing with mangroves at the coast. I wish to see our counties take the lead in restoring the indigenous vegetation along our water bodies. I have been encouraged by efforts to market this region as a potential tourism destination. Homa Bay has put a considerable effort on the Homa National Park and its treasures. And you have seen here that this is the only home for the roe antelope. We need to put more joint effort on tourism and go beyond wildlife. But I'm just about to get you an investor in tourism to come and put up a lodge at Homa National Park. Let us venture into areas like nature, water sports, and cultural and heritage tourism. Today, the national government does not view Lake region as a tourist destination that warrants government support and investment. The region does not feature much in activities and allocations related to tourism. You must not wait. County governments here need to take it upon themselves and be more aggressive in marketing the region in local and international markets. These efforts will, however, not yield much without the hard infrastructure of roads, electricity, and internet connectivity. Transport infrastructure remains poor along the lake basin. Majority of roads across the region are unpaved. Despite improvements, electricity is still mostly unavailable, unreliable, and very expensive. Most people are unable to afford electricity connection costs. Collaboration between the county and national government has resulted in improved air transport through rehabilitation of airstrips. But much more needs to be done, especially with regard to roads and electricity. One of the solutions to the infrastructure problem is for the national government to surrender more function to the counties. And I'll give an example. The Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and renewable electrification and renewable energy corporation all need to be handed over to counties. And I want to say this without fear of contradiction. I was the Minister of Roads, Housing, and Public Works. I'm the one who introduced KURA, KERA, and KENHA. But that was under a unified system of government. With a devolved system of government, you don't need KERA, you don't need KURA. All of them should be surrendered to the county governments. Freeing these bodies would empower counties to develop low-cost alternative sources of energy like solar parks, wind energy, geothermal power that is abundant in the lake region. This will also increase rural access to electricity and further expansion of the road network of all Class C and D roads to bitumen standards. The overall aim is increased trade and investment in the region that requires a different kind of infrastructure, removing the barriers that prevent the attainment of full potential. As much as possible, counties have to reform and deregulate in order to perform. Make your regulations and processes to compare with the best in the world. Do not bog the people down with the taxes and levies, rules and regulations that only make doing business more difficult. Make doing business not only easier, but also cheaper. I encourage you to make doing business smarter by insisting on IT-based transactions, particularly in the procurement of goods and services and payment for government services. At all times, we must never forget that much as we need to grow and be competitive, you have an obligation to be caring and compassionate. Create the infrastructure for the people to take care of themselves, then watch the people rise. I am very encouraged by what you have seen today here in Homa Bay. And I just want to end by encouraging the governor. She has started well in what she's doing. She needs to continue and will get all our support. We are committed to supporting all our governors in the AZIMIO counties and also those with whom we have coalitions, like in Nairobi County, the governor of Nairobi. We will give you all the support that we require to succeed. We want to ensure that what we set out to achieve is achieved through the county governments. But where we are right now, we are at a very, very critical stage. You will know that we had NADCO, which was chaired by my colleague Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Mr. Ichungwa. They produced a report, and that report, I'm told, has been approved by Parliament. That report should be handed over to us formally. And once it's handed over to us, we will ensure that it is implemented fully, all the recommendations in that report. Secondly, let me respond to some issues being raised, some fears. I'm not going anywhere. I'm around. I've been running around trying to get support from different heads of states. I was in some in Namibia just the other day. And I went to the president of Uganda after I talked to him to go and ask for his support. And then we met there with Mr. Ruto, who had also gone there, to talk about the issues they're having with oil, the G2G. It was his Minister for Energy. So after we talked about my candidature, they talked about the issue of oil among themselves. But I asked for their support, and both of them agreed that they would support me. Because somebody said he would be the one to propose me as the chair of African Union Commission. And I said, thank you very much. But I'm not going away. Addis Ababa, as Charity said, is only 2 hours away from Nairobi. I'm available. Whenever I'm called, I will answer. I'm ready to work with you people. But what is important is that we must ensure that what we set out to do is eventually achieved and accomplished. We have said, and you also, some of you may be forgetting, we said that we are unbogable. We are unbogable. We are also unpangarable. We cannot be pangered. Who can pangoa? Who can pangoa? Who can bogoa? Who can bogoa? We are unbogable. Therefore, have no fear at all. We are unbogable, and we will get there. Thank you very much.
There's a gift for you. So you will just receive it down here.
Okay.
And then we can take a picture with you and the leaders.
With this report?
Yeah, with the leadership and the governors.
Okay.
We can take a picture down here.
Thank you very, very much. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a photo session now, and I'll request the current governors to come and line up next to His Excellency Raila Molo and Governor Gladys Wanga. And I will also ask all the former governors as well to come and join on the same row, and members of parliament as well will use the staircase as well, and members of the Senate, karibuni sana. Yes, we can have members of the legislature standing up on the rows. I'll also ask His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka to kindly join right in the middle next to His Excellency Raila. Asante sana. Okay, I think we have everybody in the group photo. We'll ask everybody to smile. Yes. Beautiful smiles, as you can see. Are the deputy governors here? The deputy governors, kindly join also in the top row if you're not here. Thank you, thank you. Yes, deputy governors. Let me move here. Come. Fantastic. We could all see your smiles, your beautiful teeth. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. We will, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, kindly clear the area. The security team, kindly assist us. His Excellency